Right. Y'all ready to talk about some sports?
No, they're not ready because anyway, they want to talk politics, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Victor Allen's new Sportz. His unique fan-based view of sports, written and directed by the bald-headed black man, the one that ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Rub his head and make a wish. Remember, sports bras and jock straps, dress appropriately in sports, damn it! Time to sweat. And here's Vic.
Nice, man. Nice. I appreciate the education you've given me on the bong, man. I really appreciate it.
You can impress your friends.
Yes, I can, man. I can pretend like I know something. I want to give props out to everybody who's being blessed to have another day and the whole thing. Always thinking about those who may or may not be as fortunate as the rest of us. So I never leave that off the tip of my finger and point it to my brain. Give props, blessings. Every day is not guaranteed. The reason why I say that also is because Matt Millen, ex linebacker, general manager over at Detroit, needs a heart transplant. And he needs it fairly quickly. So before even determining all the factors, I want to give a shout out. Hope everything works out. Come through trailblazing, because when they say immediate, that means it's urgent. So I want to say that real quick. All right, the theme today is called Timing is Everything. Now, Mario, you've worked in employment. Is there a season where they let people go, or do they just let you go when you're unperforming, or do they address the issue and say, well, you have until next season to get it right? When it's critical, do companies make an adjustment?
Well, yeah, they certainly do. That's why it's done in a variety of ways.
Right.
And to me, whatever way, it's always a statement. If they treat you special, it's a statement. If they discard you like an old shoe, it's a statement.
Right.
So all of it's a statements.
Right. So
it's like if your boyfriend breaks up with you in a text,
it's a statement.
That's a statement.
And didn't need a text here. We already feeling for it. I'm gonna give you props on this because you wanted Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay. I wasn't looking at the coaching.
I wanted him in Denver.
I wanted him out as him getting a second chance to evolve. And Mike is gone. They said they had some problems, incompatibility. They said there were old, what would we call this? On the field calls on the offensive ways that they would actually try to compete was old and getting stale, which means it put a lot of weight on Aaron, which Aaron is good, but he can't do it all. Now, here's the question.
And this is not new.
No, it's been there for a minute.
My question I always said to you, Vic, is we don't know how much is the GM. Remember that was the discussion.
Right.
We even have that same discussion in basketball. Right. How often is it the coach just dealing with the pieces that you give him and have very little to say? And I always wonder, because the thing was they never seemed to shore up that offensive line in a way that seemed appropriate.
No, it didn't. And I'm not going to, first of all, look, I think the coach can only do so much. And one thing about Mike, if you guys think Mike is going to be out for a while, he's going to be picked up because he's pedigree. He's got a Super Bowl ring. What happens?
Because it could be the GM again.
Right. He's got pedigree. I don't feel for him. It just, after a while, Mario, you understand this, bro. Sometimes everything's happy. That you guys are going along year 1, year 2, year 3. All of a sudden, y'all bumping.
It's like Andy Reid is now in Kansas City, right?
Right.
He used to be in Philly,
you have to
right?
move on, man. You have to move on. And I believe that. Now, the problem I got is, should Aaron stay in Green Bay?
No.
Because now wonder if they do get...
I said no. I said bail.
I
said I want him to go someplace where he could be a contender and get some protection.
So you're telling the Green Bay fans to go, y'all going to have to go into,
he should go to Dallas.
Cellar for a while.
Down, but he should go someplace that has a strong commitment to offensive allocation. He should go to like Seattle. Well, Seattle has a good person.
Okay.
See, that's the thing. So I really like him, as I said before, at Denver.
Okay. Now,
with John Elway, just like what he did with Manning.
Right. Now, I do believe the NFL has changed and there's more creative coaching. Now, these young players are coming in, whether it's McVay and others, and they're already talking about some of the college coaches out there in Oklahoma who's going to be recruited because they're being innovative in their offensive approach. Now, they're not hamstrung by solely on defense, as Jacksonville Jaguars has learned. All right, that being said, cool. Timing is everything. You don't wait. Let's go to the next. Fall on your sword really fast, Kareem. We already know. Videos are timeless for Kareem Hunt's release. Ex-chief is embarrassed and takes responsibility. He's smart enough to sit there and say, let me apologize. Smart enough to say, I didn't tell the police. I didn't tell the organization, the Kansas City Chiefs. I withheld. Says he did not tell anyone. Now, let's just, Mario, do you, yeah, wait, now let me just, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. First of all, I'm going to get to a point where most everybody is focusing on first. His survivability of playing football. I'm not going there. The woman has been left out as being the prime directive, meaning they're so busy looking at his survivability and what he can do. Now, if the woman decides, I don't want to be known, that's not as important as him reaching out and saying, is it possible, even in your demonstration, to apologize first to the woman? Because if you're apologizing to the organization, but see, you know what? This is beyond football, though.
Yeah, that's why I said it doesn't make any difference to me in the sense that as an organization, you're actually required to work and make your decision based on what you see in the video. So that part you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, he's stuck with it.
He's stuck. He's got to be disciplined. So then after that, I don't know what to tell you.
Do you believe that right offhand? They said everybody's saying it. I looked for it. I didn't wait for somebody else to say it. I said, I've heard quotes reported. He says, I don't know who she is. That could make it worse. Because if you don't know who she is, that's the part where it says, so you just randomly go out when you're not happy about something. And there's no backstory as to why this occurred and how did it happen. So
what's her story? What's the police story?
Haven't heard anything. I think right now everybody's lawyering. The lawyer up thing is going.
I assumed there was already a police investigation.
Well, yeah, the police was investigating it. What's happening is I'm pretty sure his attorneys will say don't speak on her.
Right, but so you're going to have an official police report in a minute, so you don't have to wait for that.
Right.
That is forthcoming.
True.
You can make your decision and act based on what you see, which is what they have.
Right.
And there you go.
You think it would be the lawyers are telling him, don't even generally apologize on video to her. Don't say anything.
Oh, yeah, that's standard lawyer. That's
okay.
Standard. In other words, you never admit guilt. Any lawyer is going to tell you not to publicly admit guilt of anything. So that just goes without saying almost.
Think it's a smart move?
I don't know. I think he's trying to do, you have to decide what you're trying to do. If he's not worried about criminal prosecution, that would make everything he's saying and doing to deal with his reputation for the NFL.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said, to me, when you have that kind of compelling evidence or whatever,
right,
they're going to make, they're going to make their decision based on the optics of this.
Well, here's the thing.
Period.
He's young. He's going to be back. It's going to be hard because they're going to take that whole thing in investigation and then penalties and the whole thing. Well, it makes
a difference how, like I said, some things are fights.
Right.
Women strike and hit people, punch people. Some of these are fights.
Right.
Even that's not embracing. That's, to me, different than anybody being victimized.
Right.
When someone's being victimized, whether it's being a man to a woman or a woman to a man or anybody too elderly,
right, because
they're victim abuse, it's when you have the more powerful person and the weaker person that we have trouble with everything, which seems to particularly bother us. And so that's what it is with these cases, where these are men who are especially physically primed and trained. So even any of them fighting one of us, right, it would be equally bad, devastating,
look,
right?
Anytime I see, if it's not provocation, if I don't, if I see somebody who's professionally, athletically strong beyond the average
my
person,
ass worse than her,
and the woman is basically going, I'm defending myself first, and then I'm removed, and then all of a sudden his friends are trying to hold him, and he comes bull charging. There's something there such as, should you be going to therapy? Should you be going to something to, because you're addressing the apology, but you're not addressing, hey, I may have an issue here, because it's going to be hard to believe that he doesn't have that type of attitude, and this is a one time off. Well, I'm not saying it is or is not.
Yeah, impulse control, these kinds of things. I don't know him as a person. I know how often there are domestic issues of different kinds. Right. A lot of different shades of gray of who's doing what, provoking what.
Right.
So that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, like I said, these are the optics.
Yep.
And this is an entertainment area. And so you're subject to all of that.
Yes.
And rightly so.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that the chat room, he has no support.
No, he's not going to get any.
He's not going to get any support.
Not now. No,
nothing.
It's not. It's good. But because, and I'm not an attorney, so I can't even get into why they're saying what they're saying. But since he's admitting to everything short of, my responsibility, I did it, I shouldn't have, and the whole thing, I'm going, well, okay, you're getting ahead of it. He's done his interview this morning also. A woman interviewed her. I forgot the one. She's very popular on, I believe it's ESPN. So face to face, and she said, I was terribly affected by you kicking her. So he had to deal with that face to face, because this is going to come. The wrath comes.
Like I said,
later.
Anybody, if you got to do all that, they all down and beat. It's like if you would beat my ass. Okay, you done knocked me down. Why you got to kick?
Right.
I mean, just in regular ass whipping terms.
Yeah. Well,
see, we used to have ass whipping kind of customs when we back in the day. We used to. I just remember that's where old school. We knew how to give you an ass whipping without putting you in the hospital.
Right.
Just enough ass whipping to affect your pride.
Right.
But nowadays, and even back then, people would get carried away and kill you. See, but people didn't used to know how to give you just a regular ass whipping.
Rage is very
right, and just enough to damage your pride.
Right.
Without killing you, breaking your leg.
Right. Yeah.
Damn.
Right. Hey, look, timing is everything, and he may have gotten away with it. All right. I always say timing is everything. Dwight Howard has a back surgery coming up that is going to keep him out for 2 or 3 months. And I say he's a lucky man. Because as a lucky man, unfortunately, he has to deal with someone who's claiming, I'll just go by his name, Mason, about sex parties. And the claim that he basically has his people fighting off an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, which means he didn't get one if it's true that he's been out there having wilding accounts at sex parties. Now, I don't know anything. I'm just saying timing is everything. If you have been able to go, I got back surgery, I'll be off in the next 3 months. The story can just move to the back. It's no big deal. But there's a lot of social media out there, audio as well. Conversations and postings and text messages back and forth. I'll leave it up to the rest of you guys to sit back and determine whether it's true or not, because I believe the place that you tend to party at is your own lifestyle. But you got to be careful who you deal with, because at the same time, the person you're dealing with also is known for having to exaggerate certain circumstances. So you're dealing with somebody who I've listened to some audio on them. They're talking. I said, should you wait a minute, dude? Hang up the phone.
Okay. No offense. No offense, Vic. But you're being so polite. I have no idea what the story is. Because everything, I don't understand anything.
It's
some girl unnamed claims something unnamed.
Non-disclosure agreement.
What's the story?
The story is that she is transgender.
Okay,
he likes to attend sex parties. This is the claim. Right. And once they were talking, which you hear audio, Now, it's either somebody impersonating Dwight or not. Well, a non-disclosure agreement was being seeked out on behalf of somebody in Dwight's camp. And then when she wasn't, or Mason wasn't agreeing, threats. This is all being reported. So what she did is decide to record everything and post all the text and conversation.
Yeah, so he was stupid enough to ask for a non-disclosure agreement after.
That's why I said.
So that's, first of all, you're an idiot.
Timing is everything.
Now we deal with idiots. Now we got an idiot. That sort of sets the tone so you know what you're dealing with. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to have those things that set the tone. That tells you he's an idiot. Okay, so now that you know that, now you can go to the next level.
Right, so... See,
if he doesn't want people to know, now in today's world, I don't know that if that's a big deal in today's world,
that's why he
might get famous for it.
I only focused on the NDA. I was really focused on, so being a professional athlete, they do have what they call, here's the protocol. You make sure if you go outside of, you need to understand that you're a target. Being a target, you should always know this is how we go about things to make sure. But if you all of a sudden are going, I'm just wild with it, I can't help it, then okay, you're subject to these conditions where you get surprise, you're a target. And so to me, the part that I say timing is everything, all this sprung right when he is about to go off and be off for about 3 months. Because back surgery. So the story.
That seems like good timing.
That's
right. Supposed to be bad timing?
No, everything. I said timing is everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not sure that, I'm not sure that there is a good time for this. If it's a good time and this happens, then it's considered a bad time.
Right.
So I'm not sure how that works for stuff like this.
Right. That's why I said timing is everything. Whether it's going to be good or bad or it's no effect, he's lucky. In the sense that he doesn't have to come back and be on the team the next day and go play this game with this swirling. He's off the radar for a moment. Timing is everything. All right, we had a heavyweight fight. Came to a draw. Everybody knows, I guess. Problem is, did you watch it? Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, ends in a draw. Actually was at Staples Center in LA. I'm not sure the interest in this. I'm really not sure. Now, Wilder did take down Fury a couple of times where it was remarkable that the guy got back up because the way he hit the canvas and how he looked like he was going to be out. But he bounced back up. And from some observers, they said Tyson Fury on the left won, although he got knocked down twice during the fight. Regardless of that,
Tyson Fury
is on the left.
Okay.
And Deontay is on the right. They've been doing this campaign, trying to hype up the fight. The heavyweight fight, we haven't had one in a while. Big brothers, both of them. Tyson, I think, is 6'8". Deontay maybe about 6'7", but he's like an Evander Holyfield, about 220 pounds. He gives up about 30, 40 pounds. That's not the issue. The issue is it didn't capture your interest at all, did it, Mark?
No.
Okay, which tells me...
I'm not sure why. I never heard of it. How would it capture the interest? In the sport, which is on the clock anyway, because the sport needs to be outlawed, because the goal is to give your opponent a concussion.
Heavyweight.
That's not allowable under OSHA rules.
Right.
Boxing is getting away with it.
Right.
Because of dirty payola reasons.
They're not regulated, right? No.
I'm just saying they managed to get. That's why they're out of Nevada.
Right.
Because it's dirty and, we know. Because it's a sport that has to go.
Right.
The goal is to cause brain damage. That's the goal.
Which you're going to say, well, any sports even aligned with, including boxing, kicking.
Yeah. Or else we might as well have gladiators. Why we just give them swords until the death?
You're going back to the Roman days?
It's just a matter of degree. That's right. So... So for Deontay and Tyson, who gives a shit?
So you hit the nail.
But I think it's a great picture.
Wait a minute.
I think Victor did a great job of finding a great picture
because it's a draw.
Because it almost makes us look like we give a shit. And I think he's got some wonderful tattoos.
Wait a minute, man. Look. I believe the boxing is going to stay around. It'll just be less of it. Kind of like horse racing.
No, boxing's going to have to go.
It's going to go.
One day they're going to say you can't do that as a sport.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, you guys, there will be another fight because draw means we want to see it again because they don't have too much in the heavyweight division. So, hey, I'm not mad at them. If they want to do it, let them do it. All right, time to go over to my NFL top 5 ranking because I'm not going to go over all the scores because you guys either watch the games, and if you didn't, you don't care. So here's my NFL top 5
Boycott.
ranking.
Boycott.
LA Rams back up top my number 1 position because if you win on the road, and even if you barely win on the road, you still win. Kansas City Chiefs dropped to 10-2, but they struggled, man. They struggled with the Oakland Raiders. I mean, but they win because they score more. New Orleans Saints, of course, you know what happened. Bottom line is they dropped to 10-2. Reason why they say you're a dome team, but you're not a good road team. And after what happened with Dallas, man, I didn't expect that at all. I just was kind of shocked. And I said, I'm not going to even post anything on this, man, because no one predicted that New Orleans would score only like 10 points. Los Angeles Chargers, probably the best team on the road now with the best sides of the ball working for them, meaning that they're 5-1 on the road, and they won in Pittsburgh yesterday. And Pittsburgh's no joke because they basically have that high-powered offensive well. So I'm floating between putting them at 3 or 4, but for right now I'm gonna put them at 4. And then the Houston Texans, which have won 9 in a row. That's my top 5. Mario, is there any team out there you believe needs to bump one of these teams or rearrange?
No.
You see it exact duplicate?
I kind of like this.
Okay.
And this is what it sort of feels like, even though, to me, every one of these teams, for the most part, has had at least one loss that seemed uncharacteristic in that performance.
Yeah.
Because of that, I don't know if you just throw it out or what.
Right.
But I think they all do that.
Yeah.
So,
and one thing about Kansas City, they say we score on the road regardless. We may lose, but we keep scoring. LA Chargers, we keep scoring. The New Orleans, Rams keep doing it. They don't score as many points, but they keep scoring. Now, below this, I have this injury report as it relates to people in fantasy. So if you come to the website and you're saying, hey, look, I want to check out and see who may or may not be in, I put it up there, so it's the link for the time being. I'm not going to go over it. I always say your fantasy or injury because you know how that flows. But I want to take you over to a subject that I got a funny feeling that nobody's going to really get into too much because I think it's just overwhelmingly favored by one team. College football national championship is Alabama and everybody else looking for an upset. Okay. I first want to sit back and say, Mario, that this is the weakest year for the Pac-12. Do you follow the Pac-12, man, or you like don't give a damn? Because
somewhere in between that.
Somewhere in between. Here's another rare time. I'm still going to get to Alabama. UCLA.
I watch Alabama more because the whole issue of the quarterback controversy.
Right.
Those things have me,
Both players can play.
Right. It has just a level of competition.
Yeah.
Sort of makes you look at that more than
Yeah, I like how they work them both in. It seems like that's going to be a trend for a lot of people to say we have multiple quarterbacks and they can show their wares because in less than 1 year, Tua is already leading as the Heisman Trophy candidate. Maybe not now because of his injury, yet to be determined, but if they don't count his injury in this last game, he's probably going to win it anyway. So he's only had 1 year in the books. So let me just say this because I got to report on our local achievements because we're in the West. USC or UCLA will not participate in a bowl game. I want you to give the applause if you feel you want to support them or you boo them because they need to perform better. Okay. Mario, you have any affinity or love for USC?
No.
You don't have
not in terms of sports.
Oh, that's cold. Okay, all right.
I bonded it more than UCLA.
Okay.
Well, I have the actual negative
I figured you
reaction
would.
to.
I got you. Okay.
But I do respond to the seeing more of an indifference as it relates to sports.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't have a good college. I don't have a college
Right.
team.
All right. Now here's the other part. This is just my hope. Now I do believe that colleges and institutions should make as much money as possible. Why the hell do we have to wait a whole month for the national championship game? Why do we have to have all of those bowl games for the next month that we'll never be able to know the names of?
Fiesta Bowl, Taco Bowl.
I mean, we got the rolls,
Burrito Bowl, Toilet Bowl,
the Independence Bowl, all of them.
Booty Bowl.
They make money.
I like the Booty Bowl.
You know what?
Oh, that's a different thing.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. I'm not saying.
saying.
You said it, not me.
Booty Bowl. They have that. You get all
You
the
better-
booties
yeah,
from all around.
all your emails directed towards Mario.
You get every booty,
Okay.
every good booty, and just put it in the bowl.
Okay. I'm just leaving that alone. I'm just saying this. Can we figure out a system where they don't have to take off a whole month to get to the championship game?
I'm not in charge. I'm just a brother sits by the door.
Man, I don't want to wait that long.
I'm the spook who sits by the door.
All right, we're going to the next. Don't have much to say, you guys. It's only 4 teams. Everybody kind of knows who's favored. It's no controversy. All right, Lakers, 14-9. Their next 10 games between now and the 23rd of this month are going to be game changers. So what I did is say, let me highlight the ones that's on the road. And the 10 games, we have to say, how many do you believe they will win on the road? It's easy to go where they split 5 and 5, but what if they win 5 at home and lose everything on the road? So I'm going to mention the teams, Mark. You already see them. Lakers is going to be at San Antonio, Memphis, Houston, Charlotte, Washington, and I believe Brooklyn. How many of those games will they win on the road?
I'm predicting a Laker winning streak.
Wait a minute.
I'm predicting a Laker winning streak. They're going to go out and win these games on the road.
All the games?
They're going to win. Of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games.
8 and 10? I mean 8 and 2?
Of the 8 games that you're talking about coming up next. Is that what you're talking about? Of the whole 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 games listed. Some you have in bold.
That's the away games.
I predict that the Lakers. So you want to know how many of the away games they're going to win?
Because that's the measurement.
I'm predicting a winning streak of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away games. They're going to win 5. They're going to win 5 to 6. They may win all 6.
I love your optimism.
They may win all 6.
I love your optimism.
5 to 6. They're going to win.
Okay.
So let it was the Booty Bowl.
Leave that. I'm out of that.
Black
one.
man.
Okay, leave it alone. Leave it alone. All right, man.
Proud
This is what
of
I'm
it.
doing. I'll be happy if they split minimum and they win 3 of the away games. I'll take that. Anything less, it's not cool because they got Bron. Now, my prediction is that they can get. Man, I don't know if they can get 4, man. I'm not sure. Not sure if they can get 4.
I thought you predicted.
Yeah, okay.
So
I said 3. I said 3.
Treading all lightly.
Yeah, 3. I have to. You know what, man? Because see, the problem is that they'll slow down on teams that they think they can get over, like Brooklyn Nets, and they'll get served up because of matchups. Charlotte Hornets is no joke. Washington is coming on. Houston's got Chris Paul
I ain't
back.
worried about no damn Charlotte Hornets.
You're not wait. Oh, hey, be careful.
We're going to take you down.
All right. Now it's weak. So now it's weak. Okay, I got you. So the 10 games. So their 10-game record. Now the 10-game record coming out of these 10 games. Are you predicting?
I'm predicting a winning streak.
But the
8 games.
You're going 8 and 2
out of 10.
Oh man,
8 out of 10, big.
I'll take.
I'm not half stepping.
I want 6. Give me 6. Give me 6. Give me 6, man. Give me 6. That's it.
No, I'm saying they're going to win. I'm betting on my team. I'm bringing it.
Okay, you could go ahead and
do that. This is when I get to flex that muscle.
Okay, all right, you got it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, people at Golden State, don't worry. I know you guys a little bit.
Well, they don't need to worry, but I still need to flex my muscle. That's right.
Right. Hey, you guys, a quick note the Wild Wild West. Mario, if you want to take a look at it, almost every team in the Western Conference has at least, except one team, is flirting with 500 and above, except Phoenix.
Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing because it's parity, man. And it gives everybody an opportunity not to have one team run away with it or two like Houston and Golden State. So right now, as you get after the holidays, if it stays like this, you start going into the All-Star game, you have more hope that you can compete for those top 4 spots. So I'm just saying right now, it's no easy team. None.
Listen, there's
Except
all
Phoenix.
between the team at the top and the team second from the bottom, there's only 4-game difference.
Yes. That's
so that says something right there.
Yeah. I'm just letting people know right now. Let Houston and Golden State struggle. As they continue to struggle, it gives you room to sit back and deliver. So don't sit on your laurels.
Well, I want you to know, out of the chat room, Shalette Busby says 8 out of 10 Lakers. She agrees. So I want you to know.
Shalette, you must be a ringer. You must be a ringer.
Must be a ringer.
She works in the back office of the Lakers.
I don't know what she's doing.
Right.
She's doing something out there, Shalette. We know. Right. She's talking.
Yeah. Well, whatever you guys say. Eastern Conference love. Hey, Toronto looks for real. This is not the Toronto from last year. You see it.
Trembling.
No. See, you're going to throw that hate over there.
Lowry.
No.
He's going to fade.
No. It used to be. But they got a couple of they got some championship players on the team. So they know how to win. They got Danny Green.
They still got Lowry.
What you trying to say, man?
He disappeared.
Are you trying to say that he shouldn't be there anymore?
They were stuck with him.
Let me ask you this. Had you had a choice to lose, not get rid of, DeMar or Lowry, who would you have let go first?
Lowry. Without hesitation.
So you won't have no true point guard.
You find a way. You can get another one. Go get a point guard.
Okay. All right.
Forget it. I don't need that point guard.
Hey.
No.
Okay.
That's I'm sure of. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying he's disappointed me enough in the playoffs that I gave up.
Yeah, I understand.
He disappeared.
Yeah. Look, there's no indictment on. I think Kawhi sets the tone of how they play.
There you go.
So different.
Maybe he puts a spark in his ass.
Wait a minute, man. Come on.
Put
Relax.
a spark.
All right, you guys. Hey, I'm done on my sports here. I had a good time. It was over, man. Get out of here, man.
Victor Allen's new sports designed to inflame your groin. Get out there and stretch that muscle. Get everybody ready for the Lakers. Support that LA team. All you East Coast people, you know you want to come to the sunshine, but you trapped. That's all right. We don't need no more in California. Yeah. Sports, y'all. Sports, I say. It's sports.